Bill Gates is planning to move to North Dakota? Let's find out. It's well known that North Dakotans like to pride themselves on being pro-property rights. Except it seems when it comes to private individuals selling some land to iconic billionaire Bill Gates. Let's discuss this issue in detail for our video for today. Without further ado, let's dive in. So the main issue is 2,100 acres of farmland in Pembina and Walsh counties that was sold to the Red River Trust, an entity associated with Gates, for $13.5 million. The seller is Campbell Farms, the family business of former Republican State Senator Tom Campbell, who last made statewide headlines when he was running for a seat in Congress in 2016. Attorney General Drew Wrigley's office is now investigating the transaction for a possible violation of North Dakota's ban on corporate farming. A business incorporated in North Dakota to farm or ranch must consist of no more than 15 shareholders, all of whom must be related only in the following ways: parent, son, daughter, stepson, stepdaughter, grandparent, grandson, granddaughter, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, great-grandparent, great-grandchild, first cousin, or spouse of a person so related. Second cousins have also added to this list thanks to a bill passed in the 2019 session of the state's legislature, although it was over the objections of the North Dakota Farmers Union. The ban is beyond absurd, an insult to both property rights and association rights. The government has no business telling a willing seller which willing buyer they can sell their land to. At least that's what some people say. It's kind of contradictory to the whole right to your property thing if you can't even sell it to who you want to. The government has no right to say you can't start a farming business with your best friend from high school or maybe a third cousin. It's also obnoxious that a sale of land to Bill Gates is prohibited. That's not a criticism of Wrigley, by the way. His job is to enforce the laws as written, not pick and choose based on his personal choices. We don't know how he feels about the corporate farming ban, and it's not particularly relevant to the duties of his office. What is relevant is whether or not that law ought to survive. Some people say it shouldn't. Not if we care about property rights or the rights of individuals for them to decide for themselves. Gates and his agricultural interests are an annoying test case for this position. Gates himself is the bête noire for certain factions of anti-vaccination, anti-globalism populists. There are many who, while perhaps adaptable on the issue of property rights, will oppose this transaction because it involves Gates. There's the not-so-palatable spectacle of a billionaire buying up American land. I've read some hot-headed claims on social media that Gates already owns most of America's farmland, but this isn't even close to accurate. He owns about 269,000 acres as of last year, of our nation's 895 million total acres of farmland, good for about 0.03%. Still, a billionaire rivaling American farmers for farmland inflames the populist sentiments that drove states like North Dakota to institute corporate farming bans in the first place. People say corporate farming bans protect family farms. Quote, North Dakota has lost nearly 2/3 of its farms since the 1930s, and the number of farms continue to fall, even though the anti-corporate farming law has been in effect throughout all of those years, columnist Mike Jacobs noted back in 2016. That trend has continued. The United States Department of Agriculture reports farm numbers dropped by 300 in the state last year, to a little more than 26,000, KFYR reported in 2019. And the reasons why are the very sort of economies of scale the corporate business model was designed to address. Farmers said the cost-price squeeze is a big part of the issue, KFYR reported at the time. Whether it's how much their crops are selling for, heavy machinery, or the cost of dairy, farmers say it's hard to keep up. Organizing a business as a corporation allows for better access to capital and more efficient use of resources. Anyway, that wraps up our video for today. What did you think about it? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.